Jeez, I can't find two, wasn't
West Ham United versus Wolves. This is the starting lineup breakdown and build-up show right here on West Ham Unofficial.
I?
Yes, people, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are, or well, as I said, we are here for the build-up and starting lineup reaction in what is a season-defining game, many believe, for the Hammers, as they take on a Wolves side that are similarly in trouble at the moment. We're sitting on just 6 points, 2 points above the Hammers and 1 point above us in the table at the start of the weekend. It's a Bruno Lage versus David Moyes manager. Nobody wants to lose derby. I'm joined for the pre-match build-up show by Kieran all the way over in Brisbane. Kieran, how are you?
Yep, just about awake, Jakey. Hoping it was worth getting up for in the middle of the night to watch it. We'll see.
Just for a bit of context, I believe it's about 1:20 currently for Kieran over in in Brisbane. Now that's what you call dedication, sir.
Yes, it's about nearly 1:20. Jesus. I'm starting to feel it, Jake, and getting too old to get up in the middle of the night all the time. But I was enjoying it last year. I didn't mind getting up in the middle of the night. This year, getting up in the middle of the night, it's been a bit painful.
It's not been as good, is it?
No, it hasn't. But it's hard to go to bed at 3:30 in the morning, and after you've had a loss or a bad performance. But we're hoping that might change tonight, aren't we? So.
We are hoping so. Let's see who we've got in the chat. Keep your comments coming in, guys. Run Tommy, I hope you are well. In what is a season-defining game today, I believe, Kieran. This is massive, and what's just as big as the game, I believe, the news we receive in about, what are we on now? In about 11 minutes' time. And that's the team news. Now, this is probably the biggest team sheet that we're going to receive in quite a while, because it's massive, and David Moyes has got to make a statement.
I think it is. I think this game is probably the biggest game for Moyes under his tenure. I really do. And I think he's put that on himself from last week against Everton when he didn't switch things up. He had a chance to and didn't, and went with the sort of tried and true, and it didn't come off. And I think there might be a severe backlash if he tries that again. I think he has to change a few things. So I think a couple of 2 to 3 players for me need to be rested. But it'll be a very interesting team sheet. I'll be. Last week when I saw the team sheet before the Everton game, my head went down. I sort of gave up on the game before it even started. And I hope I'm not doing that this week.
Yeah. It was quite deflating. We saw it and just went.
Really?
It was, and we can't do that still. We can't afford it, because Wolves haven't had a good start, but they are a decent side who did work us out good and proper away from home last year. They did a right job on us, beat us 1-0 at their place. We've got to have a plan. David Moyes has had a week's international break to think things through, to sort things out. He's got to have a plan, because in weeks gone, it doesn't look like we've had a plan A or a B. We need a plan A, B, C, and D today, because Wolves are quite a hard side to break down. Yes, they've lost players like Connor Cody, but they still on their day can be a very good side, and we've got to be careful of that. We're at home, which of course is a positive, but if we start off not so well, then that could swiftly become a negative, I think, today. So there's so many things to take into account. Pardon?
I mean, they've got enough technical players to pass us off the park if we let them. We've got to be up and at them. We can't let them control the game. They lack goals like us at the moment. That's where their biggest letdown is. But when it comes to good like Neves and the Podence, good technical players who can pass the ball and create things. So we can't let them do that. We're at home. We've got to remember that too, Moyes. We can't be going there to set up to hold on to it and then try and nick it. We're at home. Let's take it to them. They're vulnerable if we go at them. And it has to show that kind of intent to me today.
Yeah, both sides are vulnerable and both sides are in the position that we are for a reason. Now, this is a game. Do you think both managers will kind of approach it in let's just not lose? I think that's definitely the way David Moyes will go about it in the first half. Let's not lose.
That's what worries me, Jake. We might go with that mentality again. I think it's wrong. It's wrong message to send. We've got to send a message to Wolves saying, mate, we're going to go at you. And I want him to switch it because I don't want him to be so predictable for Bruno Lage, you know?
Yeah.
If he does what, you know, like he did with back to Brighton, you know, he just played into Potter's hands. And it was a doddle for him. I'm hoping that he surprises old Lage here today and surprises the Wolves team.
Well, exactly.
And surprises me, Jake.
Yeah, and surprises us both. We are hearing 3 changes, which is a start from against Everton. So, and hopefully they're the changes that we'd like to see. Let's just head into the chat and see who else we've got. Joan, I hope you are well. Isaac and Kieran agree it's his biggest game, and my bet is he won't change things. Antonio may be left out. It's probably it's up there with that Chelsea at home game / Watford at home game, and that just, you know, coming back from lockdown where we needed the points to stay up, but that's definitely up there because the expectation the last 2 years has gone up, you know, astronomically, and we want the performances, we need the performances, and we won't take anything less than that, I think, Kieran, you know.
No, we need it, mate. You know, again, we're not here for an haircut anymore, Jake. We're here to win games. This is it. This isn't. We can't be this, let's be a smash and grab team. And when it was working, you could see that there's a big correlation in them stats, isn't there? When we were running hard and working hard and that, and all of a sudden we're one of the worst in the league at doing that, and we're not scoring goals and the counter-attacking isn't working. It's a massive correlation. Why that's dropped off, I don't know. I think only, you know, I can't understand why that would have dropped off. That was Moyes' sort of mantra, wasn't it? And
now this here's an interesting debate because I was talking to Mike on the preview about it and that we were talking about how performance was key. Now Dad says here 3 points with a bad performance will do. Do you accept that, or do you think today the performance is as equally as important as the points?
Yeah, I'm done 100% agree, Richard. I think the performance is more important. I really do. I think we can't go. I know 3 points will do us. It'd be great if you want to just look at the league table. But if you want to look at us overall, I want to see a good performance. I want to see a positive performance. You know what I mean? If we had a really great performance and we did change that team and it ended up a 2-2 draw, you know, I can take that. You know, it's not great for our league position, but that'll get better. I'm not even worried about league position at the moment. What I'm worried about is the performance on the pitch. If we continue to be this poor, we're not going to get out of it. We're going to end up hanging around between 15 and 18. That's where we're going to hang around. But if our performance is very, very good, it gives us hope that we're going to get better. More so.
And we'd all love those 3 points. But I think personally the performance is key today, because if we pick up the 3 points, great. If it's a bad performance and we're sitting here in 2.5 hours time, 3 hours time and saying that wasn't great, then I think it's just kind of, you know, painting over cracks slightly. You know, with 3 points, you know, you've got to look at the league table. It'll be brilliant, but I think the performance is key today as well. Kieran, in terms of lineups and formations, how would you like to see David Moyes change it, and do you think David Moyes will change it today?
I would, I just don't know with him. I'm sick of being disappointed by the starting lineup. So, I'd love to see Kehrer. I said it before the Everton game. I wanted Kehrer to play right back then because I think Soufal basically isn't playing well enough, and he's not being effective enough. I mean, Kehrer and into a back four and Kehrer playing there, and Dawson back in, and which Dawson gives another aerial threat. And I'd like to see Souček on the bench. I'd like to see Bowen on the pitch. You know, I presume I've got a feeling he won't, because of the international break with Antonio. I think he won't start him, but he may.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'd really like to see Kehrer start a right back, because I think he's got the physicality to play there. He's got the pace, and hopefully he's got the delivery when he gets that line to put the ball into the box. And it's just something different what we're crying out for at the moment, because we get the ball out to the flanks, Kieran, and it just looks like we ain't got a clue, because we got Creswell who ain't got a clue, Emerson who's trying attackingly, but there's nothing else there to help him. We've got Soufal who ain't got a clue as well. So we just need somebody, and we need somebody like Ryan Fredericks, like a Thilo Kehrer, who's got a bit of pace, who's going to get it, and they're going to run.
Yeah. The whole, especially the right side, it's completely dysfunctional at the moment. You've got Soufal out there, and then you'll have Souček out there, and then you'll have Bowen. All three players are out of form. All three. Now, and somehow Moyes thinks magically, if I keep playing them, they'll all come good again. Well, it's not quite happening, David Boy. So we just continually get it out to the flanks and then pass it back and pass it around. We've got to be getting at them. I'm hoping Kehrer can use that, because we can see that he can do it at right back. It's not as if Moyes has to have a look at him at right back. You just got to watch the Germany game. The boys, you know, he can do it at an international level, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. So, and one thing to take out of the international break as well is that we've solidly confirmed that these players aren't bad players now, because we've brought in a lot of quality, and we've looked worse than we did last season. Paqueta's done well with Brazil. Scamacca's done okay with Italy. Rice has performed in a poor England side. Emerson's gone and played a few minutes for Italy here and there as well. These players can play, but I think it's just down to the way they're being forced to play, the system they're playing, and anything else. Let them do what they want to do and start these signings today.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I'd like to see Paqueta just next to Rice. Don't have two defensive midfielders. Don't. Why? You don't always have to have two defensive midfielders.
At home against Wolves, where we've been struggling to get goals, just let Rice sit and let Paqueta go.
Yeah, let him run the game. He was playing in that position for Brazil, wasn't he, during the week?
That kind of number 8 position.
Yeah. So I'd love to see it, and I don't care which formation. I'm fed up with formations with Moyes. We will play 4 at the back. I don't doubt that. But when we haven't got the ball, all that formation goes to the shit anyway, doesn't it? Because we ended up playing 9-1. So I'd just get the personnel on there that can win us a game, and even whatever team, then we still got a decent bench to help to change that game or carry on and win that game. We really have. So just please don't play all the same players that are out of form. That's what I hope you don't do.
Yeah, bang on. Right, let's fire through some more of your comments. Lawrence, I hope you are well. Jones says nervous times. I think we'll win today, though. Fingers crossed. Then the 21s have lost. That's unfortunate. Hopefully the first team can rectify that and pick up 3 points today. 3 changes is a good start. It is Joan, if that's true, but hopefully they're in the right position and we're not seeing Rice and Souček as a double pivot in midfield again, but I've just got a funny feeling we're going to see it. Lawrence says, Joan, a 1-0 win to West Ham. There's not many goals in this. I don't want you to reveal your prediction, Kieran, but do you believe there's not many goals in this?
No, there's not a lot in this, I don't think. I mean, if everything clicked for us and he did really switch it up, I think we got the players capable there sticking 3 and 4 past the team.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many goals in Wolves. And it's very rare these days they score more than 1 goal against anyone. So if we do concede more than 1 goal against them, God, that will be a bad sign. But no, I can see it being a 1-1 draw or we'll nick it 2-1. I can see that happening. But I'd say on our day, can you imagine, if you can get Paqueta firing and Scamacca firing and whoever you put on there, whether it's Benrahma or Cornet, we could stick 3 or 4 past them with a bench of Antonio to come on, when they're a bit tired, and then go at them again. There's no reason why we couldn't. I can't see them scoring a lot of goals. We've got the potential to do it. It's just whether Moyes unleashes that potential.
And another thing you've got to take into consideration here is Wolves are away from home. They need points as well. They're not going to come out all guns firing. We need to be the home side here and be dominant. We need to make sure they are on the back foot, because I think they will probably sit back and make it hard for us to break them down. I think that is what they'll probably do. But we need to not do exactly the same and end up with two teams sitting back in the first half, having a ball fest and having a cup of coffee in the middle of it. We need to see, and because they probably will sit back, Kieran, we need to go at them, and we need to show that we are the home side, which we haven't done in pretty much every single game this season.
Yeah, exactly. We've been so predictable this year, haven't we? And we're playing like an away team every game. And I'm getting fed up with it. Really getting fed up with it. I want to see us on the front foot today. And I
think Everton is here, Kieran.
Well, no.
Team news is here. You're not going to like some of it, but you're going to like a little bit of it. Let's check the team news for West Ham United versus Wolves. Right then, okay. Kieran's just preparing himself.
Yeah, I am, mate.
Kieran is preparing himself. Right, let's get into it then. You're going to like the first bit. Fabianski in goal, a back four of Kehrer at right back, Dawson, Zuma and Creswell's the left back. A midfield double pivot of Rice and Souček, but Paqueta playing a little bit ahead of them. Cornet, Jared Bowen and Gianluca Scamacca. So just having a look at that, that's going to be either a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-1-3 or a 4-2-3-1, something of the sort. Kieran, what do you make of that, mate?
Something of the sort, a little bit better, mate. The Kehrer at right back is good news. That's something. Yeah. I'm still amazed that Souček is in there.
Yeah.
But he does love his aerial threat, doesn't he? And now, all right, he's got him in there. I don't think he should have done, but he's got and Bowen as well. I'm surprised that both of them get a start. But you never know. Maybe Bowen's maybe Bowen will fire. It's like bittersweet that looking at that now.
Yeah.
Scamacca's up, but I sort of always knew he'd start with Scamacca because of Antonio's exploits abroad. So that doesn't surprise me. But it is an attacking team. I still believe probably Benrahma deserved a start there. But
definitely,
it's not quite what I'd want, but it's better. It is better.
So the major talking points here then are the pluses. Kehrer starting at right back, I think that's brilliant. Paqueta starting, I think that's good. Just that Kehrer one, I think, gives us a massive boost. Just something down that right hand side that's gonna maybe click. The downs are Souček starting, probably Bowen starting, and Benrahma not getting a look in. I would have started Benrahma over Bowen, just let him have a free roll and kind of just go for it a bit more. But let's have a look at that suspension. Areola in goal, Soufal, Fornals, Antonio, Lanzini, Downs, Ogbonna, Benrahma, and Emerson. What's Benrahma got to do to get into this side, Kieran?
I think he's got to ask for be put on the transfer list, to be honest. I mean, I could understand every game last season why he didn't start. Because when he did, he was frustrating. He wasn't that good and wasn't good enough for me. He was good in bits. He had a really good start to this season. I was delighted for him. And I thought, wow, no, this could be the Benrahma we've been waiting for. And he looked one of our most attacking players, one of our most creative players. Not perfect all the time still, but he was looking like he was getting better. He looked like he was getting confident. And then Moyes puts him on the bench and doesn't play him again. I just can't work that out. So to me, he don't seem to be in the favoured few, like Souček or Bowen or Soufal. But so to me, he's better off moving on, I think.
Yeah, which is such a shame, because he has really looked at the start of this season better, but you know, Moyes is trapping him. Need to get the fans behind the team today, 100%. Mandy, hi everyone, backing a Hammers win today. But if Moyes sticks by certain players again, then his fate is in their hands. It is that simple. Trudge is hard. Half of the crowds get behind the team when we get dominated from kickoff. Yeah, bang on. Trudge. 100%. Jones says, I played Downs, Benrahma and Cornet. Well, you didn't quite get that, Joe. We would have all probably started them three. Downs over Souček, Benrahma over Bowen, and I think Cornet's starting, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, I forgot about him. He's that's good to have him in the lineup. You know, if it weren't, maybe it's probably him or Benrahma. Maybe that's how he looks at it, Moyes. But yeah, Cornet's a positive as well. And I'm just hoping now that you've got maybe having Kehrer on that right side now will help out Bowen. Maybe that will make Bowen a more attacking player and get him involved more in the game, hopefully.
Yeah, 100%. Mandy says we have a team of international players. We do, and you know we just need to get them to work. P-Gads 0-0. Both teams don't want to lose. Yeah, I think that's fair. Liverpool were 4-1 with 2-0 down. I think they're winning now. Yeah, 3-2. Jones says rail strike as well will mean smaller crowds. Yeah, it will. You know, it won't be full in there today, which is unfortunate. Just because you know trying to park around that place is like trying to flipping go to Antarctica. You know, that's a really bad link, but you know. Do you get it?
It's just bad, isn't it?
Yeah, just bad. Run Tommy says play with some aggression. Been playing way too soft. Maybe if a striker cuts unopposed in the middle, drop an accidental elbow on the guy. Yeah, just leave it on them. You know, show that you care, and let's bring a guy on that does care. He would be putting his foot in out there today. Anton, how are you, mate?
Not bad. How you doing, Jake and Kieran? You all right?
Oh, good day, Tom. How are you?
Yes,
yeah, not bad. Have you seen the lineup, sir?
I'm quite shocked at quite a lot of the fan base's reaction. I'm pretty happy. Like I said,
I'm moderately happy. Yeah.
Well, see, I think Fabianski, I get right. Yeah. Creswell, I said when I did our shows that there was going to be 7. There should be from fan bases 7 changes made. Moyes was never going to make 7 changes, a mixture of players and positions. He's made 4 changes. So he's brought Dawson into the team. He's put Kehrer out on the right-hand side. He's brought Cornet into the team and Scamacca into the team. Now you've got Paqueta, Cornet, Bowen and Scamacca. I think some people are a bit annoyed because Bowen hasn't been playing well, so they would have rested him and given someone else a chance. However, I am on the mindset of I think Bowen will come good again. It's just taking his time and maybe he needs a bit of game time, all that sort of stuff. You know, for me, big changes, Cornet, Scamacca and the Kehrer decision. The Kehrer decision's huge. Like, that's a big step, hopefully in the right direction and hopefully, you know, that he can offer the pace that we lack, and in particular lack because we know Dawson and Zuma don't have the pace, but Dawson can come in and do a job, and they've got a good partnership already. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually buzzing about that team. I'm a 7.5 out of 10 for team selection. It'd be 10 out of 10 if the other decisions were made that we were all wanting.
Yeah. I think, you know, the obvious ones me and Kieran were discussing was maybe a Downs or a Fornals in midfield alongside Bryce, a Benrahma in there somewhere, maybe to put Bowen out.
I mean, for me, again, the Bowen situation is he's gone from being completely next level, scoring shitloads of goals. Oh, excuse my French. I don't even know if I'm allowed to. Loads of goals and assisting loads of stuff. And he's not been on form this season. There's been little inclinations that things are coming back. Moyes was probably never going to drop Bowen. And to be honest, the fact that we're even having this debate is good because we've got a player like Bowen and Benrahma. Like, that's options. And again, it's kind of unfair on the Benrahma situation. But Tommy Souček, the same thing with him. He favours Tommy Souček. You know, Tommy Souček may have a better game with better forward-thinking players there. Like, we can't
Mm.
underestimate the Cornet inclusion today. That's big. Cornet has got the ability now to come in and make that position his own.
From
I
the
literally
start,
believe it.
yeah.
I literally believe it. And Skamaka starting up top with
Yeah.
that support. Cornet on one side, Bowen on the other side,
Yeah.
Paqueta driving through the middle. Like, that's
Yeah.
got to be exciting. That's what we're calling for. Like, we as
Yeah.
fans, personally, we as fans have got nearly 75%, 80% what we wanted from a Moyes that we thought we were going to get 5% what we wanted.
It's a massive game for most players, and I think what Anton says there's bang on, Kieran. For Skamaka, it's a massive game today. He's got to prove himself with Cornet, Paqueta, Bowen around him. It's a massive game for Bowen. It's a massive game for Cornet to properly make that position his own. Souček's got to have a game. Kehrer to show himself at right back. Dawson to perhaps consolidate his spot at centre back. Creswell to just put Emerson to the side for the moment if he can put in a good performance today. It's a massive game for every single one of those players on the pitch. And David Moyes today, Kieran.
Yeah, you hope that now you've got Cornet, because really it was going to be Cornet and Benrahma. I'm happy with either of them if they'd started, but I'm delighted that it's Cornet, because that little bit I did see of him and Skamaka together the other week, it looked like a good link up, and maybe that boy can give him some service. So I'm really excited about that. I'm hoping that Bowen's going to be more into the game because of Kehrer. And our aerial threat has just gone up as well with Dawson on the pitch and Souček. So let's just hope that Souček can get into some good heading positions too. If we get the service from Bowen and Cornet and Paqueta running the middle, it could be such an attacking side. This is the team here, I think, could, on their day, if Bowen can get back to some kind of form, and you've got Skamaka and you've got Cornet, you've got Paqueta, you've got goals everywhere there, really. There should be goals everywhere there. We could score 3 or 4.
I mean, what's the bench must be extremely strong.
It is strong.
Yeah,
Let's have a look
absolutely.
at it. Let's have a look at it. Ariola Soufal. So you've got 4 now. Antonio, Lanzini, Downs, Benrahma to bring on Emerson, Ogbonna as a backup centre back. There's only one keeper on the bench. Let that sink in.
But in terms of your forward thinking players, right? Let's not look at the defence there for a while. But in terms of your forward thinking players, now you've got so many different options. Benrahma, you can swap him through the middle. You can swap him out wide. Fornals, middle, out wide. Lanzini, drop in deep in the middle. Antonio, up top, out left, out right, double striker.
He was on the bench there, was he? And Antonio, was he on the bench?
I'm pretty sure he was. So, yeah, Antonio, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
plenty
of opportunities there. Bowen, I think is the big one, because you've got now Kehrer that's going to not be afraid to use his pace and go on the overlap and support him attackingly, and kind of defensively, because he is a centre back. It might mean that Bowen doesn't have to come back and defend as of much, and as well, you've got Paqueta there as well, and hopefully, if he puts a decent ball into the box, Skamaka's going to get his nut on it, whereas Antonio's out on the left, or he's deep, he's there, he's everywhere.
I honestly think that the Cornet inclusion is he reminds me of a connect. He bridges that gap. It's what I keep saying each week. When you watch him back and back and back, he's so effective at being involved in the progressive play of West Ham from the not much we've saw. He's not started a Premier League game, but every time he's come off the bench and performed, and every time he's played in Europa Conference League, he has been so effective. The Chelsea game, winning, hitting the bar, scoring a goal that should never been disallowed, to winning the penalty, the other games, like just being effective, having chances, finding the right place at the right time. I think him, Paqueta and Skamaka are quite exciting. They're an exciting trio, and have the ability now. And I'd love to see them get regular game time together. Not a case of start today, it doesn't go well, drop them next week. It doesn't. For me, they need the regular game time together to really click. I think they've had enough, but this is going to be a big test. I've not seen the Wolves team, so I don't know what their threat is going forward.
We will have a look at that in just a second. We're just going to fire through some of your comments whilst I multitask and try and find the Wolves line. Keep your comments coming in, guys, and let's fire through some of them then. At least Moyes has changed something. Yeah, indeed. Benrahma should be starting. Yeah, I agree. But he can be there to come on. 4-2-3-1 is the most probable formation. Cliff, as not great selection, fearing the worst. It is David Moyes said on a comment earlier on.
I don't get that, Cliff. I don't.
No, I've had to let it sink in myself, and I'm going, because if everyone played that I wanted to play, we'd have 13 players on the pitch. So we can't have everyone in there. But it is a positive with Cornet playing. It is a positive that Kieran's gone to right back. I think these are changes we should have made against Everton. Souček is still a worry, but he could have the game of his life. I don't know. If we can get some kind of form out of him. If we can win a lot of free kicks and corners, maybe, Souček and Dawson is going to be a hell of a threat. And if Bowen can get some involvement in that game with Kehrer, I think, it's a much more positive looking lineup. Paqueta, I think, is still finding his feet. I think he's still got to find his feet. He just needs more game time. And if he fires up today, Paqueta, I think, God, we could really, really give it to him. And my God, from last season, look at that bench from last season. What's the difference? You go, wow.
I think Bowen might rise to the occasion in terms of the players that's around him. Like, I can't look at that team in any negative format. I mean, I done the preview thing with my dad, and my dad went, I don't see Moyes dropping Souček. He was adamant he was never dropped Souček. He said he's his go-to man in the midfield. Like he is. He's played when we've always doubted him, and it's now a case of, that doesn't mean it's right. It's just a case of now Souček having to step up to the plate, and I think that forward attacking threat really allows West Ham, Souček and Declan Rice to really show West Ham and the Premier League what they can do. Because in theory, that attacking quartet should do a lot of the work that we don't need those two to do. In theory.
Yeah. Right, just before we carry on, 37 of you in it, hit the like button. Come on. We are slacking today, only 16. Smash that like button. Vote for me in Football Content Awards as well if you'd like, by clicking the link in the description down below as well. Check out our channel sponsors here in West Ham, an official SRM Carver and Son. Right, let's fire through these comments and then we will look at the Wolves lineup as we are 45 minutes away from kickoff. We need Benrahma in there as well, says Joan. We will see him at some point, I'm sure. Benrahma is the impact sub with Antonio. Antonio as an impact sub again is so crucial and key because he has looked a little bit more livelier when he's come on, of course, with 20-30 to go. He's a defender's nightmare there. Troj says just need Paqueta to take not as long on the ball this time. Let's scroll down. Moyes won't risk downs with his job on the line. Well, what do we think of that? Fair.
What was the comment? Sorry, there.
Moyes won't risk downs with the job on his line. With his job on the line.
Listen, I think we're going to see downs at some point over the next 4 weeks because we've got, if you include today, we've got 13 games to play. 13 full, like between Conference, Carabao Cup, and the league. There's going to be 13 games, so I don't think there's going to be any doubt that we'll see downs. I think. I know we like what we saw. I get that. I get we liked what we saw in the Europa Conference League, and I called for him to start again. He's not. I certainly don't think it's going to be like Alex Kroll. I really don't.
Are you disappointed that the likes of Benrahma and Downs aren't starting? Do you think it's unfair, or do you think their time's going to come in Europe games with a quite a congested period or quite a congested month coming up, Kieran?
Yeah, I think there should be game time for everyone. Looking at the amount of bloody games we've got coming up, I'm not worried about that. I don't think Downs is necessarily the answer to come into it, but I think it's our attacking intent has to change here. Not, we're basically got to take off one defensive midfielder for another one. That doesn't change much, even though Downs looks really comfortable on the ball. But that's not the issue for me. Would I like to have seen Benrahma today? Yeah, but we got Cornet on there, so I'm not too disappointed with that. I'm just disappointed for Benrahma because he, when he was playing well, then he got left out the side. You know, it's a bit
Mm.
disappointing for him. But
Yeah.
today, that team should be beating most teams in that league. It should
Yeah.
be.
And it should
You
be,
know,
and it should be turning up today and getting it done against a poor Wolves side. You know.
Yeah.
But Daniela says, not that bad, guys. Please cheer up. Don't forget we play Thursday, Sunday from this week, and Anderlecht are a good size. Yeah. So you know, do you look at our bench there? So players who aren't playing the full 90: Benrahma, Antonio, Downs, Lanzini, other players like this aren't playing the full 90. You know, so they could feature away from home on Thursday against Anderlecht. Souček will always get a start. EP says, great lineup. Finally, I'm hopeful this is our turning point now. Only thing is Benny should be playing instead of Bowen. He might want to leave soon. Benrahma and Antonio off the bench today. Wolves have got a brilliant midfield. Heaven help us. Souček was always going to start us after they had a meeting. Whether that happens, we'll never know. But maybe.
Have you, Jake, have you got the Wolves team?
I certainly do. Should we look through it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've crikey, we've got some names there. So in goal, Dessar, Nelson Semedo, Castro Otto, Kilman, and 8 Nouri as the back four. Nunes, Neves, Matinho, and then Neto, Podence, and Guedes up top. So it's going as a 4-3-3 formation, but the BBC barely ever get this right because Wolves haven't put up a proper team sheet.
There's no ifs and buts about it. They've got creativity, but they have been struggling for goals. So there's no point in beating about the bush. And I don't know if you were to bring a Wolves fan on here right now, I don't know what their mindset would be by looking at that team. I think from the guy that I know talking Wolves, Dave, I think he would be a bit like, we've not really changed anything. And whereas West Ham, you can turn around and go, something needed to be changed, and we changed something. So I've got to look at that as a positive. I'm not saying on paper like it's a God-given right that we should win this game. It's going to be a battle. I think Matt done the stats on it. I think we've not scored in the first half this season, and Wolves have not scored in the second half of games this season. So it's on paper it's written down in the stars for being an extremely dull game. I don't know.
Yeah. Kieran,
I didn't get up in the middle of the night for a big dull game. I'll tell you.
Cheers, Anton. Thank you very much.
Much love. Bye-bye.
I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye. Kieran, that lineup, it doesn't particularly fear me. A couple of players there who can hurt you. You know, Matinho, Neto, Semedo's got a bit of pace, but they haven't been scoring goals, and that's an interesting stat. We haven't scored in the first half. They haven't scored in the second half. So
yeah, they've got.
It's not nothing to fear there, you know.
No, not as a goal threat. The three in the midfield they're really good technical players, aren't they, on the ball?
Yeah.
Neves, if we can close them down and close that service down, I think that's where the key is, you know, and that'd be down to Souček and Rice, because they're struggling to score goals. If we conceded more than one against them, I'd be bloody disappointed. Really would. But I suppose they've got the horrible man on the bench, have they?
Oh, that's a very good point. Is he on the bench? Let's have a look at the bench then. He is on the bench. Diego Costa, number 29, is on the bench tonight.
Yeah,
Diego Costa is on the bench. You know what's going to happen, people.
Nah, I'm not. Dawson will eat him up if he comes on, mate. He'll just
he's going to give him a whack, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll be done, mate. But it is more positive. You know, that's a side that should win this game. You know,
on paper it wins it.
Yeah, the personnel's fine. We can do it. I mean, we hope Souček has a good game today. And I'm hoping he does. For his sake, too. I hope he does. And I hope Bowen's more involved. But we should be winning this game with that. So I'm not too disappointed. It's just the attacking intent I want to see early. I don't want to see one of these first halves that we've done all season of just waiting to see what happens and just hold it and make sure we don't concede. Get at them, man. And I think with Cornet and that, I think that's his natural thing, isn't it? To go at players, to get at them. He'll be chomping at the bit, I think. So I think that,
and I think that stat that kind of says that we haven't scored at all in 7 games so far this season in the first half, that sums us up. You know what? That stat completely sums West Ham up at the start of the season, and we've got to change that today.
Yeah, there's a complete correlation to our defensive-minded setup in the first half to that stat, isn't there? We haven't scored. Of course, we haven't scored. We haven't tried to bloody score.
Exactly.
So I don't know what's going on with Wolves in the second half. So obviously, try to shut up shop after trying to nick a goal and then get through the second half without conceding. So yeah.
Well, yeah. Trudge says, feel sorry for Benny. Really? Yeah, so do I. Cornet will be our biggest goal threat. I think he's going to be our biggest assist threat. Get him putting balls into the box. Get him getting them on Scamacca's header as well. The Paqueta to Cornet to Scamacca to the back of the net. That's their link up today. That's the link up. Daniela says, just come from Stratford. It was quite quiet, but that was around 3:30. Yeah. I'm not expecting a full house today, but hopefully we can get as close to that as possible. So I hope you are well. Kera 1 is a big one. This should help both Bowen and Scamacca up front. You know, I 100% agree. Hopefully we can see some decent output from him. To get that ball into the box and put it on Scamacca's head, as well as overlapping Bowen, helping Bowen, having a bit of pace just to run at them, because that's not what we've got. You know, with Johnson injured, he's not great attackingly. Soufal's lost the plot. I think Kera could be the answer at right back, Kera.
I'm hoping so, mate. I've been saying it for a while now. You know, as soon as we brought him in, because I knew that he'd played at that stage 25 games for Germany at right back, something like that. And I went, wow, this could be a great cover for our right back position especially when all our centre halves are fit. You know, if Aguerd comes back and is the potentially top player that he's meant to be, man, we got too many centre halves then. You know,
because it then also helps, doesn't it? Because it takes that little bit of a headache away from David Moyes by saying, I could just lob him at right back, you know, and because and Troy says, Kera can play that Fredericks role, but he can control and pass and can also play right back. He's like an upgrade on Ryan Fredericks, isn't he?
He is, and I when I look at that Kera, I don't see any reason why he couldn't play defensive midfielder as well. I mean, he could play alongside Rice, I reckon, if he had to. So, you know, we've got another player that's, you know, a little bit adaptable, but I think he could be the future right back for West Ham. Well, I was never, you know, Soufal was good for a while, and now lately he's starting to look like the £5 million player we bought. As much as I love him, I love Soufal's effort. I never knock his effort. I don't think young Johnson's, I think he's a good player, really good right back. Do I see him as a top 6 team right back? No, but I do think Kera is, and I think he could be the future for us. And if you've got Zuma again and Dawson to pick from as centre halves, well, it's looking good.
It is. Dawson back is good. How much of a boost do you think it is having Dawson back in the Premier League? You know, playing football, and we're keeping him here. You know, how good is that?
Yeah. It is good, isn't it? And hopefully that we don't lose him in January.
Exactly.
You know, I'd like to see him get to the rest of the season, but I can understand why he wants to be at home. You know, and all the travelling he has to do. I can understand it, but I believe he's the best buy we've made in all the transfers in the last 10 years.
And hopefully as well. Kieran, just taking his picture into consideration, he's not going to be the only West Ham related award somebody's going to be picking up this year, because we might win the Football Content Award. You never know. You never know. No, just great to have some pace out wide finally. Yeah, I agree. Defending Moyes' head on Scamacca, he is only 23, still learning about the Premier League. The pace will help, I agree. Teams have pushed up against us once Antonio goes off. I don't regard Bowen as having pace. No, neither do I really. He has to work on it, you know. He has bulked up a bit, and we need to, you know, no word of a lie, we need to see the Bowen that we saw last year. You know, that's obvious. Brighton are level. It's 3-3. Oh, crikey. What's the final score? Should we have a cheeky look? Brighton. Let's have a little look. No, I don't want the town Brighton. I want Brighton Football Club. It's 3-3 in the 93rd minute. It's all going down. Right, let's fire through the rest of these comments then. Where did we get up to? There we are. Right then. So Mandy said Kera won't flow down the wing. He stays back for Germany, says Mandy. Cornet is much quicker than Bowen. Yeah, he's going to give that a bit of an edge as well. Let's scroll down. Maybe Chelsea should should have paid 20 million for Brighton's assistant manager. Maybe so. Maybe it's the assistant. Maybe. Let's take some more of these comments. Crowell played really well for the Czech Republic the other day. Yeah, I do feel for him it didn't quite work out at West Ham. Trosh just giving us the lineup and subs there. Thank you very much, mate. Neto or Podence versus Creswell is a bit scary. Would you agree, Kieran?
Yeah, Podence worries me a bit. Yeah, against Cresswell. But, you know, Cresswell's a wise old boy. He knows what he's up against. He knows he ain't got the pace. He's just got to be smart. Just be smart against. And I think he'll have a bit of Rice, you know, sliding over there as well to help him and back him up.
Yeah.
I think it's key here, Rice. Rice could really control this midfield and to stop them playing. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Mr. Barlow, I hope you're well. Time for Skamaka to shine today. Yeah, he's got the service there. We're up against a side that are going to play it back before he can get at them. It's his time to shine today, 100%. The lineup is encouraging, but the tactics are also important. If we sit back, we might regret it, but I'm hoping the lineup is evidence of attacking intent. We're hoping so, Kieran, aren't we?
Exactly that, mate. It's not just the lineup, it's our intent, what we start with today. And I just hope we don't see where Skamaka gets isolated up there and waiting for service and can't get service. We got to give him service, mate. He's a bit like Allaire. Give him the ball, he'll score, mate. If you don't give him any service, he's not going to do too much. We have to be backing him up. Someone get close to him here and there and make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Get your score predictions in to the chat. We'll start reading them out very, very shortly. Hello, Lawrence. I hope you are well. Daniela, thank you very much for coming in. I am off. A dinner then down the pub. Sounds lovely. 3-1 Hammers says Lawrence. 1-0. 4-2 West. You think there's going to be 6 goals in this game? Mr. Barlow, I respect the optimism, but just to let you know, West Ham haven't scored in the first half this season and Wolves haven't scored in the second half this season. All things have to come to an end, Kieran.
I thought too. I like it because I could get carried away. I actually predict this game as a 1-1 draw when I done it a couple of days ago. Do you know, but I look at that line like that. If everyone was firing and if we did have that intent to do them, I could see us beating them 3-0. I really could.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Troy says, no idea, but feeling more positive now I've seen the team sheet. Mr. Barlow has to keep positive. Still massive. There we go. We love it. Things we love to see. Dawson is inspiring for other players, says Troy. Come on, your wines. We are massive. Hi, Lee. Steve, hope you well. I agree with Kieran's comment that Benny needs to move on. If he cannot get in ahead of Souček with the form he's in, he never will. It's a shame. It really, really is a shame. 2-0, come on, you Irons, says Steve. Danny, hope you're well, mate. 2-1 Irons as well. So we will be back on the full-time whistle. I'm going to ask Kieran to elaborate on his prediction, goal scorers, and anything else you'd like to say, and his final thoughts.
Yeah, it is a bit more. The more I look at that team and the more I think about it, it is more positive. It is. You know, there's maybe a couple of other changes made, but I suppose Moyes is never going to make, like Anton said, 7 or 8 changes, is he? So, yeah, it is more positive. There's goals in that team if we play it right and we go at them. I think there's lots of goals there, even from Dawson, maybe Souček, maybe Skamaka, like Bowen. We've got Cornet. So, yeah, there's goals. And I fancy a 3-0 win now. And I could be saying completely different at full time. Go, oh, God, what happened there? But I think we could. I think we could, mate. I think it's a positive sign. That's a good team, a good side, and a good bench.
Yeah, exactly. We'll come to my prediction and final thoughts in a second, but just a bit of housekeeping. If you'd like to become a channel member, you can for just $2.99 a month by clicking the link. You can go just before kickoff and watch my match day natter from this morning, where I talked all things about the game exclusively to the members. So members can go and check that out. And you become a channel member to get the perks, emojis, special things, behind the scenes stuff, access to interview. Access to give ex-players' questions when we interview them as well. You can become a channel member for Football Content Awards. Vote for me. You know what to do. Delete the cookies and then come back again and vote them again. And vote again. Click the link in the description down below to vote for me. Vote for me in the Football Content Awards. My prediction. Yeah, I've got to stick with what I said on the preview. 1-0 West Ham. For me, who's going to get that goal? It's going to be our big striker, Gianluca Scamacca. For me, who is going to score. It's going to be a header. It's going to be from a corner whipped ball in. He's going to get his nut on it, and he's going to whack it into the back of the net.
I'm going to go the same as you, Jakey, but I think Dawson will be on the end of it.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. The flying fish gliding through the air. And there we go. Gliding through the air. Let's just take some more of your comments before we go. Cheers, everyone. Let's get a win and have a happy weekend. 2-0 to us. Lee's cooking shepherd's pie. Any for us, Lee, or not?
Like, what is he doing? Eating shepherd's pie?
Very nice. Kieran, do you reckon you could stomach a shepherd's pie at 2 a.m.?
No, not really. No. I'll tell you what, I could be hitting a beer at half time if things go badly.
That's going to make the full-time show interesting. But yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching this build-up show and starting lineup reaction. We will see you back on the full-time whistle, giving our raw reactions on hopefully West Ham United picking up 3 points and sending Wolves down into that relegation zone. And we've all got smiles because we've had a good performance. Souček's had a good performance. Scamacca's had a good performance. We've overall looked better and we've picked up 3 points. That is what we want today. Kieran, thank you very much for coming on.
No worries, bro. I'll catch you a bit later and hopefully we've got smiles on our faces.
Hopefully we do. From us, come on, you Irons, and we'll catch you soon right here on West Ham Official. Enjoy the game, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
What a bit.